Hello viewer, welcome to The Identity. I'm your host Samuel Mangi. Now today, unfortunately, we are not able to have Masito, but we are blessed today to have Eston Oboch, our resident guest. Karibu.
Asante sana.
And we're also blessed to have Oliver Otieno, commonly known to you as YY. Karibu.
Asante sana.
Sawa. Now today in our episode, or rather in our discussion, we'll be looking at career and profession. Please, I'll encourage you to engage with us through our social media platforms. On Facebook at Hope Channel Kenya, on Twitter at Hope_Kenya. You can also follow me at Sami Mangi on Twitter and Facebook, Samuel Mangi. Share your views on what you think about the show. And if you want to join us on set, of course, share with us. Now, today's discussion is career and profession.
Yes.
But before tuende mbali tu sana, Eston, what is a career? What is career?
A career is a profession that you engage in with the prospect of growing in it and achieving specific goals as you move along. That's my take on what a career is.
Okay. Why? Career ni nini?
Boss umenichanganya kidogo.
Kwa nini?
Career ni hiyo kitu amesema.
In your passion.
Unaongeza tu passion, man.
Passion to hapo. Okay,
it has to be something you like.
Something you like, that's a career.
Something that brings you money on the table, but you also enjoy doing it. Yes.
Sawa. Before tuna kwa live in the dictionary, what is a profession? Acha nianze na wewe tena. Hapo tu pale tulikuwa.
A profession, according to me, I think, it's something that you undertake owing to the fact that you studied for it. You went to school for it. You've done something. Hata kama si shule, you've done something for it.
Umesomea.
You've earned it. Yes. Yes, a profession lazima you earn. Yeah.
Okay, Eston.
Yes. I won't want to repeat what YY has already said, but for me, I think I'd just like to add by saying that a profession is something that you do based on the skill set that you have. As YY has mentioned, you have to go and study for it. You can study in the school of life. You can study in an actual school. But yes, you have to go and study and acquire a skill set for you to be able to do it.
So as you look for the dictionary, nini vile nasema, juzi I met some guy wa welding. Aliniambia ajenda shule. Lakini trust me gets anaunda. Very serious. Now, I am torn apart kujua, is that his profession? Tumesema profession ni che mtu amesomea, si ndio? Na I'm torn between to know that difference.
Now that's a profession.
It's a profession.
Because remember I said you might have not gone to school, but you've done something to earn that, okay? So this guy has practiced this. Because he didn't just wake up, akaanza kuchoma machuma. Unaona? Kuna time alienda, akatafuta jamaa akamtrain. He underwent training.
Okay.
Because alikuwa na msee, of course mwenye alikuwa anafanya welding before. Akamchukua, take through the process.
That is your assumption, which is relative. Maybe tukikutana naye kesho ataniambia. But Eston, tell us, the dictionary inasemaje career na profession?
I wanted to look at it from a different perspective. I'm actually looking at the difference between a career and a job. Because we've talked about unapata kitu, sindio, at the end of the day you actually get something to put on the table, sindio. And this is actually the definition of a job. Then I'll give you the definition.
Before we go to a job, give me the career and profession first.
Okay, let's get the definition of a career. The definition of a career says this. A career is one's calling in life.
One's calling in
life.
Okay.
A person's occupation or a person's profession. A general course of action or conduct in life or in a particular part of it. Basically, when they say that it's actually your calling, it means that there is the aspect of you having an inclination towards doing it. Unajua, when you look at a job, I just wanted to touch on a job.
Sawa.
Job ni ile kitu unaenda kufanya ile just because you have to do it, yani.
Ile hauna
option. Ile utapata una kitu ya kukula hiyo siku, unaamua kufanya nini? Acha niende ni beg, I can go and beg. It's someone's job, unaona. It's not really that it's your calling. You have not been called to go and like beg on the streets, ndio. You have not been called to go and be a shushaina uende upanguze watu viatu because viatu zao zimeshika matope. That's a job that you're doing, unaona. But a career is something that tangu kwa mtu ulifikiria ati mimi by then niko mkubwa nataka kuwa polisi. And being a cop by then it can actually be your career, unaona. So that's like the difference between a job and a career.
Profession.
Now the definition of a profession is this. Let me just quickly get it.
Matiangi unaona.
I don't know what angle umesema Matiangi, but it's okay. We'll look at it.
A profession says this: an occupation, a trade, a craft, or an activity in which one has a professed expertise.
Professed expertise.
Basically, you have a skill set that you have acquired. In a particular area, a job especially, one requiring a high level of training, skill or training. So basically, it's like you go through a process of being an apprentice. You can go and learn someone's wings, either having a teacher, having a mentor, you can also go and like have someone who utaweza like interact with this person practically while this person is doing that thing, wewe unafuata yani. So you like become an intern to this person.
Sawa. Sasa umesema kitu ati what I wanted to become when I grow up. I will not talk about myself. Why?
Yes.
Ukiwa mdogo. What do you want to I want to believe it in you. Comedy ilikuja tu pale ilikujia. But just tell us.
Actually, when I was growing up, I wanted to become many things.
Namely,
they used to shift from time to time. That is a problem. Yes, but first of all, as a kid, you barely know anything. So sometimes you would want to be things that people should not want to actually atikwe kama dream. Actually, unajua watoto wengi usema mimi nataka kuwa driver. Because it's fun and ujui. You see, so when you grow up, akili yako inaenda kimachua kidogo and then unaangalia pia academics zako, so you start gauging between your academics and whatever you want to be.
Thank you for trying to dodge. But then what did you want to become when you're growing?
All right, I wanted to become a doctor.
A doctor?
Yes.
When did the rain start beating?
Which I never became.
When did the rain start beating?
Actually, the rain started beating hapo Form 2.
Form 2?
Kidogo. Okay, hata udaktari kikataa naweza waka hapo nje karibu na hospitali.
Karibu na hospitali. Okay, Eston, what did you want to become?
So maybe when I was young, I had two dreams. I think hizo ni zile siku nilikuwa na watching wrestling sana. So I used to be big when I was young. I'm still big, but at least nimepoteza some couple of pounds.
Clarifying that.
So when nilikuwa mtoto, I wanted to be Big Show. When I grew up nataka kuwa Big Show. But at the same time
but you're still big on this show.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm big and I'm in a show, so thank you very much for that. But on a serious note, I think when I reached standard 2 going on until when I was in high school, I started thinking of going to space, so I wanted to be an astronaut. I always had a passion. I was like, everyone wants to be something on this earth. Why can't you be something up there and go and see the world from a new perspective? But saa kitu ikafanyika, when I got to high school, I went to a school where the vice principal alikuja kwa class kumoja. Alafu anauliza kila mtu, what do you want to be? And akauliza mtu anasema I want to be an artist, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a musician. Akakuja kwangu, akauliza what do you want to be? Nikamwambia I want to be an astronaut. The guy just laughed and this really kaisha hivyo. As the fact that alicheka, I dream yangu kaisha ngato hapo nikasema tu I'll just do something else to you.
Hivyo tu.
Kaisha tu hivyo tu yadi.
Okay, pole sana. I wish I was a classmate ningekuwa encourage. For me, I'm not sure I wanted to be. Me, the only thing that fascinated me ni kukua kwa camera. I don't know kama. Anyway, long story short, here I am. But then to God be the glory to that.
Amen.
And also part of class 4-5, kulikuwa na program going to ER. I don't know if you guys watch it. Yeah, surgery and stuff. I used to be fascinated with that. So I was like, nataka kuja kuwa the first neurosurgeon. In my time I thought I will be the first neurosurgeon in Kenya. But then, as of course, Form 2 happened.
Things happened.
and things happened. Now that we have established what a career profession is, and you've said a job is
what is that happened?
Huh? Like, school happened. School happened.
Okay.
Now, having established that, I'm left asking. Right now, we have brothers, friends, young siblings who are growing, and they all have this huge perspective of their lives. What can we as youths do to encourage them so that tusiwasaidie wafikirie kukua kitu wenye tukiwaona tunaona hapa. So how do we identify some skill in some child and help that person notice it and I nurture to it? Eston.
Yesterday I was having a discussion with some friends of mine, and one of them was very bitter about a discussion that he had been having with a certain lady concerning intelligence. The lady was actually saying that because you are studying this particular course and you want to follow this particular profession, it means that you are of a lower caliber than the rest of us, yeah. And I believe that is the mindset that has actually been pushed into the whole society. And so kitu mimi naweza sema, for us to be able to like nurture the next generation, because these people who are coming after us, like the next generation, what we're supposed to be doing is that, number one, we look at what these people are gifted in. You know, people are gifted differently. They say that you are able in a different manner. Utapata kuna mtu mwingine mwenye roho safi, books zimemweza, hawezi na books, but huyu mtu ukimpatia ball hivi, as in Messi kando, as in anaweza chafua like kila mtu kwa team, you know. So like you need to identify what these people are good at, and once they already know what they are good at, the next step that you need to take is you now help this person to be able to improve on the skill that is there, because of course you might be good in something but you have not actually reached the level that unafaa ukifika, unaona. Then at the same time, the next thing that you need to do is to create opportunities for this person to meet the right kind of people who are in the same pool as he or she is. So like if this person wants to be an artist, mweke interact na watu wenye wanajua kuchora, watu wenye wanajua kufanya things which are artistic, so that as he feel like ako in his or her own world, yani. So you allow this person to interact with people who have shared interests as themselves. Then with that, I think we'll be able to like create a culture which allows these people to be able to like focus on things that can be able to boost their career.
Okay. Why?
Yes.
What do you think?
First of all, I think if you identify a talent, in the first place, how do you know it's a talent? Because sometimes maybe the kid is just being naughty. Okay, you have to differentiate between a talent and a kid who can just cram or master something. Like you cannot come and tell me that your kid has a talent because anaweza imba ngoma ya Chris Brown yote. You know. And once you identify a talent, take it to church. That is the secret. Me, I started my talent ilianzia kanisa, and I'm very grateful for where I am juu ya ilianzia church. So I had a very good foundation.
So what is your perspective on how to nurture this young child? Actually, apparently, no, I'm asking in terms of identifying career ya mtoto. What are some of the things to look at? Ndio useme huyu mtoto anapenda kucheza na nyundo. Huyu utakuja kuwa mechanic or something of that sort. Huyu mtoto anapenda kucheza na, you know, anapenda kuwatch TV. Utakuja kuwa movie analyst. Something of that sort. What do you think?
Of course, you'll always see it in consistency. Because once it becomes a behavior, once it's in their routine, to do something for quite some time, wanaifanya leo, kesho, you'll be able to notice that. And then unafaa pia kuwe at a position kumwambia first things first, what are priorities. Unaget? Like if he's in school na unajua he's in standard 6 but he is super talented, does not mean that umwambie acha shule leo na kupeleka Nairobi, you're going for an audition, unaanza kuact leo. No. First things first, lazima malizie shule, lazima ujue vile atajagolizi vitu zote. But one of the things that you should never do to a talented kid or a talented person ni kumlock, like kumfix into to be who you want. No. Talented people are very creative. Creative minds wanawachonga free. Like Google company, watu hufanya huko, unajua ni watu unaweza ingia tu na t-show, unaweza ingia na jinika, unaweza ingia vile unataka.
The same way vile Sonko alikuja.
Those are the most creative people. Once you mwacha msee usikue you know when you're being supervised, hata kama sasa unaambiwa uoshe nyumba, then kuna jamaa amesimama hapa nyuma hivi ameweka mkono hivi nyuma, utaitana. You see struggle. Yes, now you give them space, umwache afanye vitu anataka regarding to that talent, but asiende astray.
Umesema something about watoi kukua brought up into education and all that, and I'm meant to now take this discussion in a deeper way. Saizi kumekuwa na hii wave ya now parents are concerned, talent yako ni kuchora, okay, talent yako ni kuimba, okay, talent yako ni kucheza piano or guitar. So mzazi akasema okay, that's your talent, okay, na kusupport. Lakini unapata niko tu hapo kwa kusupport. Na kusupport. Ile tu actually it's not even much more of verbal. Verbal support. I know kuna talanta, okay, na kujua, yes. What do you think our parents should do so that to literally kuonyesha mtoto wenyewe I've noticed now it's more of like a parental approval. What do you think?
I think actions speak louder than words in such scenarios. Ukipata mzazi anakuja anasema ati nimeona tuko sawa, alafu anakupa tu like thumbs up, alafu afanye anything, unajua ati this person probably anakutakia mabaya, not that anakutakia mabaya, but probably he or she is not so invested in what you are doing any. So for the parents out there, what they are supposed to be doing is, if they come and like see that mtoto, for example, like I spoke about football, napata mtoto akopoa kwa football, kitu anafanya ligi ndogo iko Ngong Road, anapeleka mtoto ligi ndogo, mtoto anaanza kucheza ajue like mtoto atakuwa good in soccer, endelea kusonga hivyo na mbele, unaona. Akijua ati mtoto ako good at drawing, anapata ni mtoto like opportunities to like, for example, go and draw, anapatia like crayons, anapatia pencils, anambaya drawing books, things like those yani. And also, just as I mentioned, first things first. Unajua hata sema ati put all your books aside, concentrate on this one. As in like on a leisure time, unajua the leisure time is the time that you're supposed to be developing yourself, especially with the things that you like, yani unaona. So during the leisure time unapata mtoto ni kama alikuwa amesoma, unaambia during your break, you can now go and like develop this particular skill that you have, that I've seen that you have yani. So but the parents need also to be very involved in such things, and the parents also when they see that a child is good at doing something, they should also like help the child to incline towards doing those things yani. Okay. Asifanye ni kama I have a friend of mine, a lady, she wanted to be a dancer. Disclaimer, yeah, she was not an Adventist. Alikuwa anataka kuwa dancer. And the parent was so much against that thing yani. Hadi ikabidi mtoto akarebel. Mtoto akadisappear. She looked for a couple of days, and she came back when she was paged because apparently alipata sponsor mwenye anaweza kufanya nini, support kwa kudance na vitu kama hizo, unaona. So when you see someone is good in a talent, ata kama you're not approving of it, as in sit down, talk to this person. If you don't think that it's something that itamsaidia in their future life, talk to this person. Usimwambie usifanye.
Wachana nayo.
Give this person reason A hadi reason Z. Mbona taking another option is better. Just usimwambie usifanye tu hivyo. Give this person another option, a better option.
Why? Yes. Sijikao ulipatia option na comedy. But then what do you think?
Me, I wasn't given an option. I went for it, and the only person who supported me. But then, you know, I was raised by my mother because my dad passed away a long time ago. So niliraisiwa na mother, and I have uncles, I have relatives who believe so much in education, so much that if you do anything that is not education, you're a failure.
Wewe kuna venye.
Nimepitia boss. So actually me, I discovered my talent. I started acting when I was in primary, so nilienda mpaka high school. I used to go for all funkies. Music festival niko hapo top, drama niko top, ikienda ni maths context niko, you see. I tried to top. Now it's very important as well to invest in education, because I was imagining my life without education. Ni education hata nimefanya, if I came to Nairobi juu ya ni university leta Nairobi, if I didn't do well in my KCSE, singekuja Nairobi, maisha yangu ingeishia ushago, singeijua kuna mahali kuna kwa auditions mahali. And then even if I didn't go to school, ningekuwa na performia watu nini? How would I be addressing people?
Content, yeah.
Ningekuwa naambia watu how can you research kama wewe mwenyewe hujaenda shule?
Umesema something about education that I want you also to delve as we go to the talent segment.
Yes.
Umesema education is very essential. Putting aside that you are skilled in this and this and this, education is very essential. Kuna watu mi meet mabeshte zangu husema kuna MP fulani najua, kuna senator fulani hakuenda shule, lakini look at him now. What do you think?
On that perspective, atiye kuna senator nini na ako, but people don't respect you as much as people will respect you for maybe you have power, because life ya sahi kama kuna do kuna power wewe ni kusema, ukiwa cartel wewe ni unaweza sema, but somebody doesn't respect you that much. Mtu ameenda shule, mtu anajua value education, doesn't respect, and that is why watu wengi wenye wao kwenda shule sahi wana try sana au ma MP manini kurudi shule because they want to gain some respect for themselves. Without papers, by the way, it's unaweza kuwa na doa aje, but
lakini karatasi
karatasi mazee lazima tu.
Aston, what's your sentiment?
Well, me nafikiria in a different way. I think I'm in a different line, inclined to think differently from kitu wewe anasema.
It's okay.
So he is actually right to a point, but when you look at some of the professionals that we have outside here, for example, I heard this story, sijui kama ni kweli, but mimi nilisikia. There's the person who said Ford Motors, yeah? It was actually called Ford. Ford ako amesoma. Alikuwa tu, as in, he was just an industrious person. He learned in the school of life. Ile tu anajaribu, trial and error, hadi akakuja akashika aka make engine, and that's how he came up and made the whole company. So some scientists somewhere, a group of scientists, watu wamesoma, these are people wenye wamesoma mechanical engineering, wamesoma all this thermodynamics na nini, wamekuja wanasema ati wewe hujui anything, you don't know anything. Kitu tutafanya ati do you know even how the cars these days inafanya kazi? Yakasema ati I don't need to know because I have people with me wenye wanafanya nini, wenye wanajua hizo vitu. So wakaenda wakiti kwa room, they are still in a room, and now the scientists wanazoom slowly ati now looking at the thermal distribution of whatever energies is copying
all those jargons.
They ask all those questions. Can you explain the efficiency of this engine? Alafu at Ford anafanya tu a very simple thing. He dials a phone, he calls an engineer, the head of engineering in that department, and anamwambia hiki tunafanya kazi aje, and that person explains to the scientist. So unajua the scientists are people who wako like, you're not the one who's answering the question. Akasema ati it's not really about answering the question, it is actually about achieving an end to a means, yani unaona. So like when you come and look at this whole story, I'm not sure if it is true, still I said that, but when you come and look at this whole situation, you come and understand that when you're looking at your careers, you also need to consider the people who are around you. Unajua, you might not be you might be thinking of doing a career, you're actually passionate about doing something, but you have not reached there in terms of the skills that you have. But who do you know amefika hapo na kona skill set? How are you able to attach yourself to this person? How are you able to learn from this person? You can be able to have people watakusaidia who are around you, and that's how CEOs wanafanya.
Let me cut you in. Yes. You are going to for a short break. Wewe anasema karatasi ni muhimu. Well, Aston anasema ni muhimu, yes, but in the next segment we'll be looking further at it and also looking at the talent. But as for now, we'll be looking at top 5 and inspiration. But as for now, I want to usher you into a talent segment. Please be blessed.
I have a falls and hears me when I call. I have a Father. He calls me his own. He'll never leave me, no matter where I go. He knows my name. He knows my every thought, and he sees each tear that falls and hears me when I call. He knows my name. He knows my every thought, and he sees each tear that falls and hears me when I call, and hears me when I call, and hears me when I call.
Welcome back to The Identity. I am Samuel Mangi. We are with Eston and YY. But before we go on for the discussion, I want to take you straight to our top 5 segment. Now, in our top 5 segment today, we'll be looking at people who have accomplished in the different line of careers. I will start with Alfred Lee. He's a Mexican artist, well-known illustrator and a painter. I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen this photo of Jesus Christ and other images, please. That is one of the Adventist painter. He's also a teacher at the University of Montemores. Hiyo ni Mexico, sijaiva sana, but I hope you get the point. That is one of the people we'll be looking at in this segment. Also at number 2 is Magic Jackson. I'm sure kuna watu wenyewe hii jina ina ring a bell. Let me try and help you. He is a former NBA player. He used to play at Lakers. We were with Lakers, and he's currently a businessman and an author. He's equally an Adventist, so he's somebody who you can look at, who has made it in his talent, that is basketball playing, and also made it in life. Currently he's a businessman and an author. At number 2, we come back to Kenya. Is Priska Jepto and Abel Kirui. Yes, Kao Mepotea, those are our heroes, athletes. They have won different medals. Like Priska Jepto went in 2013 and won the NYC, that's New York Championship of the athlete. And Abel Kirui recently, he's a long distance athlete who has been winning back-to-back medals from 2009 to 2011. I am sure I will want to be an athlete hata kama sijaanza kukimbia. Going at number 5 is Kevin Olusola. I'm sure si kila mtu anamjua, but if I tell you this, he's a beatbox artist, and he plays cello for Pentatonix, the Black American guy. He's an Adventist. He's well known for his beatboxing skills, and he's in the Pentatonix group. performing more cover songs for many popular music and artists. That is in our top 5 segment. We do hope that you've been blessed and you've been inspired by our top 5 segment. Now, going back to our discussion, Eston,
Yes.
ulikuwa unasema makaratasi ni sawa lakini, and wewe unasema makaratasi ni muhimu. Before we're going for the break, kidogo kaleta hapa mushkil. I don't know what you say to that.
All right. Now, he defended himself. He contradicted me to defend himself.
Well, I didn't contradict you.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yes.
with the Ford guy. Sindio?
Yes.
That is one out of how many people in the first place? Out of how many people? What is the population of the world?
7 billion?
7 billion.
Okay,
1 out of 7.
okay.
Can you
Yes.
calculate that times 100? 1 over 7 billion times 100. What percentage is that?
The
And
percentage
if we
is
start,
very minuscule.
if we start basing, utaimagine kila msee ako na chance ya 0.00. Actually, it's 7 times 10 times what raised to power negative 1. Huh? You see that possibility of that happening
Yes.
is very rare. Now in the first place, this guy, I think I can relate that. That is like mtu akuambie, if you don't invest, you'll have little money. And then akwambia hapana. Kuna jamaa alishinda lotto last week akona 100 million. You see? Whereas that is just one person out of watu wote wamekuwa kiparticipate lotto.
Well, I have to differ with that because actually I had agreed with you, but I said that there's also a better way of looking at it because
A fairer way
to look at it because number one, you know, when you're looking at the career, we said that it is a calling. It is a calling that you have, yeah. And when you come and look at this calling, let me give you other examples. I talked about Ford. I can even talk about Bill Gates because we all know Bill Gates dropped out of school. We all know Richard Branson dropped out of school. We all know there is this Kenyan politician who used to sell charcoal. He used to burn charcoal. Now he's a billionaire in Kenya. But what I'm trying to say is that you should not leave school. What I'm trying to say is that
All possibilities are possible.
everyone has an equal opportunity to make it in life with the careers that they're following. But the most important thing that you need to have is passion. People usually say that Bill Gates dropped out of school, but people don't understand how much that person studied before he dropped out of that school. It is actually said that Bill Gates spent over 1,000 hours in the library before he even thought of dropping out of school. As in, whenever he'd be free, he'd also go to the library and study. As in, he already knew what he wanted to do. Yeah. If you know what you want to do, if you have a passion for what you want to do, concentrate on that particular thing. Focus on that particular thing. Specialize. Get a very clean and a very clear skill set. From there, that's when you proceed to the next level. If you have not gone through the educative process, it does not mean that you are written off. It means that you are probably going to have it harder, but it means that probably life can teach you all these skills. Yeah.
I do hope you're getting on the same page.
Yeah,
Yes, because Bill Gates alishinda kwa library studying papers.
Moving papers.
Anafunza mtu wa metallic.
Okay, now let's get back.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that we've settled about papers, it's important to have the papers.
Yes.
Now I'm going to take this discussion in some different angle. Right now, we as youths, we have a how can I put it, a mindset that you can make it anyhow. In how can I put it? Let me give a case scenario. Najua I want to be a businessman, sindio? Lakini I don't want to go to these conferences, nikae na kina Eston oniambia an engineer. As in, we don't want to align ourselves to people who we are like-minded. And if we are, we are doing it at selfish reasons. We want to go and it's more of like a show off. Like mimi ni comedian pia. Hata ni comedian, sawa, unakumbuka. So you know, as in it's like it's more of showing off. How do you put our mindset in a better place whereby you can get to interact with different people and be able to accommodate to them, and so that you can be able to elevate ourselves high?
I think now on that note, that is where humility comes in. Because you have to understand that all of you are equal, and one of the reason you are where you are is not the same reason to why that guy is not where you are. You have different reasons, you have different lifestyles. Maybe the reasons to, because I will give you a perfect example kwa hii industry. Like when somebody is starting off their career and they meet watu wamesha guru call them upcoming, get, and then you try to snap them, you try to ignore them because unaona huyu hakuna kitu anasaidia nayo. Okay, and once they make it in life, once they make it mufike level moja, unaanza, you start becoming friends. Now you start talking all of a sudden. It means this guy hasn't changed. What has changed ni make career yake brighter. Now you're talking. It means that in the first place, you guys are supposed to be interacting. You're supposed to accommodate this person from the first day. Yes.
You accommodate each other.
Yes.
From childhood, you help the person grow.
Yes.
Ashton.
Well, I'm just going to agree with what Waiwaya said. It all has to do with intellectual humility. You know, once you close yourself up and say that you are the alpha and the omega of basically what your career is all about, you will never have the opportunity of learning from other people. Probably you might go into a conference and think that everyone should be coming to you to get advice on the particular career that you are specialized in, and you find that you don't really go and speak to other people who probably made it in a different way. So yes, number one, you need to have humility, and number two, always give people a chance. Everyone, whether this person is upcoming or this person has made it, every single person has an opportunity to be able to make it in life. I'll give you an example, two examples actually. We all know of smartwatches, and we know specifically of Samsung Gear. But do you know that the first smartwatch that was ever developed was developed by just a very young person? And this person, when he developed the watch, he said that people can be doing wearable smart electronics. And he approached, I think it was Apple if I'm not wrong, he approached one of these electronic devices, electronic companies which deal with mobile telephony. And the company said that, nope, that's not going to work. Then when he decided to put his product Pebble on the market, it actually sold out until now. All these other companies decided to now start making their own things. So you can see, just because you despise someone because of like the line that they're taking, they're thinking differently from you. So just give them a chance. Another good example is, we all know of Samsung VR, this headgear that you put on and you like have a 3D vision of everything. I saw in, it must have been Shark Tank. There's this program which is called Shark Tanks, where people go and pitch their ideas to some very big corporate people, and they either buy it or they deny it. So this person went and pitched the whole idea to these people, and no one bought his idea. But apparently someone from Samsung was watching this thing, and he said that is like the next level of technology that we're supposed to be moving towards. And Samsung bought that thing. This person became hyper rich, not even filthy rich, hyper rich, and you can see where hyper rich. So basically, when you are coming up with something, or when you're actually exchanging with people, number one, it's very important to network. It helps you to learn, and it helps other people to learn from you. So
umesema hivyo, I've sat and thought of this. Mimi I'm a youth.
Yeah.
Probably first year, my second year, ama nimemaliza shule. And you see, niko na hizi idea mingi sana. Or probably niko shule, niko na hizi idea mob sana. And I'm like, hizi idea wacha niziweke kwanza, nimalize shule. Alafu nikimaliza shule tu hivi, the moment I hit out, I hit it big. Musha tu idea. What do you think of that mindset?
That one doesn't work.
Kabisa?
Because once you've decided on something, you go for it.
Does not matter where you are.
You go for it.
For
and if it can wait, then it means it's not that important to you. It's not very important. If it's very important for you, utai attack head on.
Ataka uko form 1.
Wacha tu ina attack. Boss, hii tuende nayo.
Ataka uko form 1.
Wewe si una hata class 2.
Aston, what do you think about that mindset?
When you have an idea, go for it. That's the only thing I can say. We need to understand that if you're not going to do something, someone else will come and do that thing, and that person is going to do it better than you. So when you miss an opportunity, someone else is going to catch it. There was an advertisement I used to watch. I think it was on CNN or something, if I'm not wrong, where it was always about couples, as in from different countries, different parts of the world, and the guy has an idea and he goes and shares it with the wife, I think it started with Africa, and the wife is like, go and share this thing with the world. I'm sure you're going to make it. And the guy's like, let me give it a moment. Let me give it a moment. Yeah. It would go there. It would go to India. It would go to America. It would go to Australia. Then finally, it showed someone who was with his wife in, I think it was an G5 plane, and the person is sipping champagne, and he said that I went for my idea. As in, while you are still seated and waiting for that thing to be able to like come into an actual realization, which you don't know how it's going to work. Someone else is already working on the same thing and is actually trying to improve it. So once you have an idea, go for it. And another thing, don't have so many ideas at the same time. You are just going to become like a vending machine. You're just going to be checking ideas, but you don't develop yourself. Once you have so many ideas, write them down in a book, or write them in whatever place you're going to write them, and choose the best one and work on specializing and removing all the bugs from that idea that you have. After that, approach someone who can be able to help you. You might not be in a position to have the time to do it. You might not be in a position to have the finances or the resources that are required to do that thing, but you might know someone who might be able to help you, and this person might even be having the time. So approach these people, and while you are still in school, you can have this other person also helping you, and you become equal shareholders in the same project. And yeah.
I'm meant to ask this. I want to appreciate of your contribution.
Yeah.
You said let's start. I go class 2.
Yeah.
I have this business idea. I'm a fresher. I have this business idea. Alafu nimeirusha. Apparently kuna watu wenye wamenice na hiyo idea. So nimeanza kupata offers. I'm like, okay, hii offer iko na kado. Na nikisema wancharge na premium au anipotea revenue fulani. This will be a long term investment, so I'm thinking like now that nimekafunga. See, I relax now. Shule I have it. So shule ni ya nini sasa?
Unajua what is happening is people get their priorities wrong. You know, when we said when we talked about a career, we said that a career is a calling. And once you understand that it's a calling, you should never do something because of the money, because of that becomes a job. A job is something that you do so that you're going to be paid. No. But a career is something that you're doing because you have passion to see it to follow it through. So whether someone is going to pay you millions to buy it out, or another person is willing to have the whole experience of working with you through that whole process, that whole creative process, I'd actually say that it would be better you work with this other person through the whole journey, so that at the end of the day, even if it flops or it makes it reaches the level it's supposed to be reaching, you have actually learned something. They say that Thomas Edison learned 10,000 different ways of how not to make a bulb, but he learned one way of making a bulb. You see, he had to go through this whole creative process. He would have reached the 9,999th time and say that he's tired. You see, you just need one extra try to make an actual bulb to light. Yeah, so the whole process is very important. Never do anything because of the money. Just do it because of the passion.
Why?
Yes.
Talk to us.
On that note, myself, what I studied in school doesn't relate to what I do.
Kabisa.
Many people think I do film, or I do theatrics, or I do music, or drama, or something. Yes. But in real life, myself, I don't see myself working in a hospital. I don't see myself working in a hospital. But what I'm studying relates to all that. But I just want to get the papers, but continue with my career. It's what I like doing. It's what I love so much. So that guy's idea of dropping school means that he's going to school. The reason, he doesn't know why he's going to school.
Their priorities are...
He's going to school to make money. That's why. He was told, wewe, maliza shule, ukule mkate na bata.
But to remember, education is the key to everything. So soma upate.
To everything to everything. Yeah, si usome.
So sindio.
But mbona wache? Okay, ukipata unawacha. But unasema education is the key to umesema to everything. Sindio. This is just money. What about other things? You cannot buy some stuff with that money.
So education is key. Hata wangukia, okay, I don't believe kuangukia, but then hata leo uze tu idea equal to billions. Soma tu.
Kwanza utasoma na peace sana. It's more peaceful. You know, when you're studying, before you get money, you uko na pressure mob. At that time, huwezi determine vile unasoma. You cannot go for evening classes. You cannot study time unataka. You cannot be an IBP. Unaget? Lazima ukuwe a regular student. Unaget? But ukiwa na do unaweza study time unataka, you have a lot of freedom. Uko flexible enough. Why don't you just do it? It's very simple. 4 years maliza.
Well, I thank you for that contribution. Hope our viewer may learn kitu. Does not matter what you do, or does not matter what kind of idea that you have. If it's going to make you big, still stick to school. School has done wonders, and I want to believe, as we referred to previously, even the people who have made it in life still looking for papers, because papers put you in a better position. Wewe ulisema ukianza comedy ulianzia a church.
Yes.
Ulianzia church. So meaning church had a thing on you.
Yes.
What is the importance of putting God in our career?
First of all, you become stronger, and whatever you're doing is protected. And it grows. I was born in Homa Bay County, and I was raised by Adventists, so I'm an Adventist, and I used to be in the choir, so I used to sing in the church, and I also used to...
Do you still sing?
I don't sing.
But previously
Yes, I can sing, but I don't... I'm not in the choir, but I'm planning on getting back to the choir, because we backslide. Sometimes I don't even know how I got myself to a position whereby I just stopped singing. I don't even understand. I don't understand. I didn't see the transition come. I didn't see it for real. But it's not like I went to the worldly things. I don't drink. I don't do bad companies. I love God so much, but I just don't know what happened. And I'm really trying so hard, and I'm really willing to go back to the choir. I'm really willing to serve God, because one of the things when I was starting comedy now as a profession, actually when I nikifanya huko nyuma kwa church, it was a blessing to me. People talk good about you. People bless you. You know, when you make a church laugh, when you do something for the church, many people pray for you. And those prayers, they are never for granted. Now, when I was starting my career, nobody supported me except my mommy. But my mom didn't have power because she did not have money. So she could not control any other person, my relatives. And they believed so much in education. So when I called off semester, actually I deferred for a year. And I started comedy. And I told them, I want to do comedy. They were like, really? You stopping education to do this?
Fi yote tunalipa.
Fi inaharibika. That's what they say. Fi inaharibika. Ulienda shule kufanya nisi, ungewacha tu basi high school. And then me, I knew what I was doing. I was like, if I don't compete with this thing right now, sitaishika, I'll never get hold of it. Nikasema wacha ni competition, because education could pause na bado ni receive, ni resume. It's not like high school where uki drop out from nini urudi next time unaambiwa wewe maneno yako kuisha. No, this one is something I can continue, and I can continue and more and more. So I said, let me pursue this. And I believed in myself, and I really asked God. And because God has always answered all of my prayers. He has never failed to answer any of my prayers. I finished Form 4 when I was as short as this. This is a true story. This is a true story. And many people used to mock me. Any bad examples? Mtumfupi high school, meaning it was me. I'm telling you the truth, and I'm not lying about a thing here. And I really felt so bad. I had esteem issues. People talking about my height, and even your relatives. You see, when you do a mistake, they don't concentrate on the mistake. They concentrate on your height. It made me feel so bad. And then I told God. Because I used to read the Bible so much, and I used to see what other people used to request. What kina Job walikuwa naomba, kina Samson, kina Samuel. And I told God, if this is the reason, ndakosa kukuza, if this is the reason, inaweza fanya ni kuwe depressed kwa hii dunia, nitole, nipe height. Nilimaliza form 4 nikitoshana hivi, results ilikam, nobody mpaka leo. Hata my high school classmates nikipata naye hajuwangi ni mimi. And that is the biggest testimony of the biggest. God will answer prayer. So when I was starting comedy, I put it to God, and I used to pray so hard. And don't underestimate the power iko kwa machozi. I used to cry a lot. I used to pray na nalia ile serious. And I'm supposed to be a man. Na mwanaume ni unafaa ukae gumu. I used to cry a lot, and And my mommy prayed for me. Also, don't underestimate your mom. That love that my mom had for me. And I told my mom that don't worry, we might not have something now. And unaona kama educational kumetegemea, unaona na kuangusha, madhe sita kuangusha. Just keep it cool. And my mommy held on. My mom faced a lot of pressure. Watu walikuwa wanakuambia, hey, if this kid aache shule sasa hivi la mid first semester, we're gonna kick you out of this place. You know, they had power, they had money. My mommy didn't have. So wakasema, we'll kick you out of this homestay. So my mom had a lot of pressure. They amesuffer sana because of me. But because of her prayers, one day nikaenda, I just started auditions kidogo tu. I used to live with an uncle of mine.
As you went up.
Yes. So he didn't see me doing anything with this. So when I was starting, when nikianza auditions, and I speak so much from the heart because it's a story that I really feel, and this is the second time I'm sharing this story. And he told me, actually when he realized that I had deferred the semester to go for auditions, he told me that he is deporting me home the following day. It was in the night. Actually, this is the first time nimeenda auditions zangu zote. Sasa audition ya kwanza nimeenda Churchill show, so I was told, come tomorrow. It's normally audition Tuesday, then Wednesday rehearsals, then Thursday you perform. So I've gone on Tuesday. It's very hard to make it for the second day. So nimeenda mara mingi kakata. So this is the second time nimeambiwa, now you come tomorrow. So I'm like, tomorrow we are rehearsing, then I'll perform on Thursday. So this is the day I'm supposed to be deported home. So I'm like, really, how am I going to make it from Homa Bay na kesho nikuwe hapa na asubuhi nafaa niende audition. So I woke up in the morning. Actually, I cried the whole night, and then I asked God to show me the way. And then very early in the morning, I left my uncle's place because this was just it. I just saw this breakthrough coming, and I just felt it. You know, when you see something coming, you feel it. And I just left. I left with everything of mine. I had some blue bag. Unajua blue bag nilikuwa nimeweka vitu zangu zote. So mpaka hizi fungika. So mpaka lazima time zip. Unavuta hii side, alafu una time ka zip haijui, then you see. Now I went to Carnival. So nimeenda Kani. In the performance day. By the way, nilichujwa siku ya performance. On Wednesday. Siku ya performance ndio nikachujwa na tufa kudipotiwa. Nimeenda Tuesday nikaenda Wednesday, sasa siku ya performance nikamwambia, we are deporting you tomorrow. Very early in the morning, so I'll give you fare. And then ndio nikatoka. So nikatrek. Konaishi Kenyatta. Then I trekked mpaka Carnival. Machozi tu kwa hiyo barabara yote mpaka Kani. Nikaeka bag yangu kwa gate. Now we rehearsed, then in the evening, director wa Churchill show akaniambia, the program is too tight, you're not gonna perform. And I was like, mimi nimekuja hapa sina hata shilingi, na nilikuwa najua nikichapa nitapewa kafea, nijue nitalalaje. Things became tougher. So I said, let me just watch the show iishe, I'll figure out what to do after this. So tumekaa kwa show, tumekaa kwa audience, the show is happening, you know. They usually record 2 shows. Churchill Row, then it takes a 15 minutes break or 20. Band plays and some MC comes. Alikuwa anaitwa Big Ted. Anakuja naongea, anaambia wase, hey, for camera, you're supposed to sit like this, you're supposed to clap like this. So hiyo time ya orientation. Kitu ka happen to akauliza. Nilikuwa nishatolewa kwa program. Who amongst the audience unadhani unaweza chekesha mtu? And then we were 3 guys tukaenda stage. And then I think it was the arrangement of the Lord so I could finish. Wale wakaanza wakafanya. Nobody liked their stuff. And I started panicking. The moment huwa pili alikuwa na perform, was like, nobody liked the other one, huyu hajapendwa. So there's high chance your sequence ita continue. And then when I was given the mic, I've never seen people laugh hard like that. I've never had that reception. Atunasikia makelele and people are happy about what you're saying. I've never seen that. I got my first standing ovation. Hapo. Remember, I didn't have even a shilling. Governor nini alikuwa amekaa hapa? Wa Nakuru, Kinuthia. Akakuja stage. Akanipea 1,000. All of a sudden, audience inaimba, toa ndugu, toa dada. And kuna kofia kana trend hivi kwa audience. I left this with 13,000 Kenya shilling.
So for you, it was the prayers. The prayers. So
Yes.
putting a career
Really
in prayers
Yes.
works miracles.
Yes, but
Yes.
and even however much you pray, temptations will still come. Because even after that, I faced a lot of trouble, a lot. That if it wasn't the Lord, I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have had the breakthrough. So prayers, mimi strength yangu big yuko kwa prayers. And I have just told you that the Lord has never failed to answer any of my prayers. He answers all of them. Even if today I pray about something, tomorrow or next week, I'm going to have that thing.
Amen.
And I just want to thank the Lord for everything.
Amen. Eston,
Yes.
what is the importance of putting God as we wind up now?
I wouldn't want to add so much because the testimony, I think it is powerful in its own way. But what I'd say is that all things work for the good of those who put their trust in the Lord. That's the much that I can say. If you trust in the Lord in everything, God is going to come through for you. You know, Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 says this, that seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added. Whether it's in your career, whether it's in your school life, whether it's in whatever profession that you're going to be doing, once you put God inside it, God is the one who owns everything in the world. Yeah, God is the one who has the power to be able to make us achieve the dreams and the goals that we have, that we aspire to. So on the same note as what YY has shared with his testimony, we need to know that once God is within all our plans, everything is all good for us.
Amen.
And for the viewer out at home, we should always put God in everything that we're doing.
Okay.
And remember that God also has his own requirements. Yeah, God also has his own requirements for us to follow him. Yeah, he just does not want us to put him inside our life and we live as if he's not there. We should always acknowledge that God is there. We should
Okay.
always do that.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much for being with us throughout this program. Thank you for your contribution. Please don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Hope_Kenya and on Facebook, Hope Channel Kenya. You can also follow me on Twitter at Sami Maangi and on Facebook, Samuel Maangi. Now, before we wind up, before we started the show, uliniambia kuna talanta ya kuimba. I'm about to put that to test. I'm about to put that to test. But Eston, what will be your final remarks?
For my final remark, I'll just have to say this. God is in everything that we do. God should be in everything that we do. And we should always think, when we're planning for our careers, we should always think of doing that thing that is going to bring honor and glory unto the Father. Yeah.
Amen. Why? Ulisema unaweza imba. Hata before useme statement yako ya mwisho. Do us a small piece.
You can sing yourself.
No, niliambiwa episode
Can you
siwezi
sing,
imba.
yourself?
I want to believe so.
Uh.
I want to believe
What's
so.
your favorite song?
Huh?
What's your favorite? Let me interview you now. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song is On the Old Rugged Cross. But since you've shifted, now let me shift it back again. I want you to sing a song of my choice.
I want, if I can sing it, so if I know the...
I'm sure you know it.
Even the chorus.
Tarumbeta ya Bwana itakapolia.
I don't think I can remember the words correctly.
Okay, do me a piece of your choice.
Oh my
In soprano.
No, don't do it. Okay. What's your favorite chorus? So we
Chorus.
can do it.
Eston, what's your favorite? Yeah, don't worry.
I'm actually very blank on that.
You can sing yourself.
I believe I can
If you can
try.
sing, then we can do it. Let's do it. What is it?
Mawa.
Let's do this famous chorus. Yeah, we
On your way
like
to heaven.
Yeah. Janana. We can do Pengine Milimani.
Yeah,
Pengine
Milimani can do
Yes.
this.
Sasa give us the key
You can lead
then.
us then with
Give us
something.
the key.
So which tone are you going to sing?
Nitajipata tu katikati.
No.
He'll sing bass if I sing tenor.
Bass. Sawa. Oh, which voice will you sing?
I think he can sing baritone.
And there's no
I'll be shifting from time to time.
Okay, sawa. Give us the key then as you wind up.
Pengine.
I'm tenor.
He's done and bass.
So you're pengine.
Yeah, pengine.
Pengine milimani. Utanituma niende.
That's a different tune from what
Pengine. Okay. Sawa.
Utani. Aya, twende.
Oh,
You're supposed to start.
You started, you
No, it's you. You were the one to sing.
You're the one supposed
You're the one
to
to
be
sing.
drinking.
If you give us your last word as you have.
Pengine milimani. Utanituma niende. Pengine mabondeni. Wataka nipeleke neno. Dhahiri sitakata wito wake Bwana Mungu. Nitasema aje niko hapa, nitume niendelee. Nitasema niko hapa, nitume niendelee. Pengine milimani, utanituma niende.
Your last words.
All right, the last one I will always say, whatever you do, submit everything to God. Everything shall come to plan before you know it. Amen. Thank you so much.
Now, I will want to wrap up this show by a quote from the Bible that says, to man many plans he giveth, but the final word is Jesus Christ, it's God. I'm just paraphrasing. It's from Psalms. Thank you very much for being with us. I've been your host, Samuel Mangi. Next week, we'll be having Mercy Tovio Mister. She'll be with us. Until then, bye-bye.